is our global prayer circle, and it is February 7th, 2021. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'll be right back. Right. Screen share on. Still trickling in, so I'm going to allow our beginning moment to linger a minute. Yeah. Hmm. Welcome, honey. I see you here with us today. It's so nice to have you here. Yay. So here we are. Today is February 7th, and it's hard to believe a week of February has already passed, and we're just here on our first Sunday of the month, right? This is our global prayer circle, and we're heading towards our year of doing this work together. Um, and I think today we agreed we would focus on compassion, however that is for us, right? If there's anything you want to share, or the prayers around compassion, or even just when you're sitting with the breath throughout our time together, having that focus of compassion, feeling it around you, feeling it within you. What does it look like? What does it feel like? All of that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to see what happens this month as we play with compassion and sink into it. So, honey, I know you haven't been here before, so I'm just going to give a little overview of what we do so that you have some context. This is our global prayer circle. It's for anybody from anywhere. And we have a much larger community than who is here each week, but there's, I think, a couple hundred of us who are aware of this circle and who are holding space with us, whether they're here or not on any given week. So blessings to all of them as well. During our time together, we're going to do a little honoring and heart breath and arrive into the moment together. And as we are breathing in that heart breath, that will be our hour, right? We'll just take that hour to breathe. And as we're in that place, if there's a prayer that you have that you want to share, then you just unmute yourself in that moment and speak whatever it is that's bubbling forth. Um, and so I invite us all to do that, not just you, honey, but every one of us. If there's something that bubbles forth, even if it's just a word or a phrase or whatnot. So that's kind of what we're doing. And then we close at an hour and we come back again next week. And I love the touch tone of just this breath with this community and um, yeah, and what we offer. So welcome to here. It's so nice to see you here also. Yeah. Okay. So let's to our honoring. Yeah. So just sink in to the moment. Feel your place on the planet wherever you are. Feel your time on the planet whenever you are. And in gratitude of the directions: east, south, west, north, above, below, center. We are honored with this opportunity to co-create in this place. In gratitude of the elements: air, fire, water, earth, akasha. We are honored with these building blocks that provide foundation. In gratitude of time, past, present, future. We are honored by what was, what is, and what will be. In gratitude of the makers, mother, father, divinity in all your names and ways. We are honored with this opportunity to experience the gift of life. In gratitude of the guides, divinity, ancestors, nature, teachers, friends, allies. We are honored with your wisdom, understanding, and patience. In gratitude of ourselves, heart, mind, body, and soul. We are honored with this chance to serve the highest good of all. In that place of service that we all arrive into, in this place of prayer. Focus on our heart center, mine, yours, ours. There's this collective heart here that we create every time we come together. So we can breathe into both our own individual heart center, but this beautiful collective heart that we are. And experience the beauty and the love. Just breathe with that for a little while, feeling that love. Not the love like I love that, or I love this, or I love you, or I love whatever, but that bigger, all infusing love that's everywhere, within, without. Notice what happens in your heart center as you focus on that love. Notice your inner sun, that flame, that heat, that warmth that animates you, enlivens you. As you breathe with your heart, with your love, that flame, that sun, that illumination glows brighter and brighter. And as it glows, it shines itself into all the parts of you, the cells and the molecules that make up your body, the emotions, the thoughts, and all the space in between all of that. Notice how your breath deepens and gets longer. And in that deepening, bring your awareness to the earth. And traveling on that awareness, we go down layer by layer through the soft parts and the hard parts, the dense parts and the hot, melted parts, the parts where life lives and the parts where the planet beats, bringing our awareness down to that very heartbeat of the earth. Just feel that rhythm of all the systems, the meta systems like weather and seasons, systems of the forests, systems of the waters, feeding the forests, systems of all the myriad animals and insects and plants, and all the humans who are learning to remember their place within the whole. In this place at the center of the earth, we're connected to all of it. Our families, our friends, our neighbors, and those that we don't like so much, those who believe different than us. Here in the center, we're connected to the heartbeat of life. Just feel that heartbeat of life, that vitality, the truth that comes through when you allow yourself to let go of agendas, let go of ideas of how you think it is, and just feel this heartbeat of life. Notice as you feel this heartbeat of life, you don't even really need to bring your awareness back up through all those layers because you notice that your heartbeat is beating in sync with the rhythms of the earth as one. Feel this connection, your heart, the earth's heart, vitality that travels along that connection, the wisdom that enters in with this knowing, this connection to all of life. As you breathe, you notice this air that you breathe, that breathes you, this union between inner and outer with each breath. We can go a long time without food, we can go less time without water, but we can't go long without air. Most of the time, the breath breathes us. Now we breathe the breath, choosing how deep or how shallow, how full or fast or how slow. Noticing as the air enters through our nose or our mouth. Noticing how it fills the cavity of our lungs as it enters in. Noticing that this air we breathe is part of this atmosphere that surrounds our precious planetary body. This breath that's breathed by all of us, all of life. Each breath we connect with that life in the same way as we connect when we're in the center of the earth, the heart of the earth. So now we're connected to that vitality and that wisdom through the heart and also through our breath. So we bring our awareness beyond the atmosphere, beyond this bubble of shared life on this earth. And we travel on that awareness outward past our moon, past our sun and brother and sister planets. Travel on that awareness past our galaxy, noticing where we lie on an outer arm of that spiraling mass of stars and planets. Noticing that the galaxy is connected into a galactic system. We follow that galactic system until we arrive at the heart of the cosmos, however far or near it is. We just arrive into this place of vastness, to this place of deep creativity, feeling the heartbeat of the spheres embedded within the cosmos. Just notice the intelligence here. Notice how you feel, how you see, how you hear, how you know when you're in this place. Following that thread of awareness, we bring all of that down, all that knowing, that vastness, that creativity, the connection to the turning of the cosmos into our heart center. It just mixes, it mingles. It's always been this way, but now we just have awareness of this connection. In this place of connection to earth and cosmos, self, we open our hearts to connect to the divine. However it is that this divinity chooses to show itself or make itself known. Enter into that place, that communion, breathing with the divine, receiving what it is that you need to receive in this time together. Knowing that this community of prayer ripples out, surrounding those who are needing it. Any names we type into the chat box and invoke for their highest good and healing. That this conversation with the divine ripples out and touches all of us. Open your heart to this compassion, the knowing of compassion, the feeling of compassion. a study of compassion. How does it look? How does it manifest? How do we bring more of it into our hearts? How do we offer more of it outward? These are the questions we sit with the divine today. Whatever comes through that you feel to share with the group, please unmute and do so. And if we simply breathe together for the next 37 minutes in silence, what a beautiful gift that is.
Hello, this is Eric, just south of Portland. Um, One of the most important and transformative books I have read in the last couple of years is one that was co-authored by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And it's all about joy and how to cultivate it even in difficult times. One of the parts of it, there's a lot on compassion in there. And I thought it with people's um, permission, I would just read a few of the citations in there. And then there's a meditation that I would think that might be useful on this topic. If we have compassion for ourselves and acknowledge how we feel afraid, hurt, or threatened, we can have compassion for others. A compassionate concern for others' well being is the source of happiness, said the Dalai Lama. On this planet, over the last 3,000 years, different religious traditions developed. All these traditions carry the same message, the message of love. So, the purpose of these different traditions is to promote and strengthen the value of love and compassion. So, different medicine, but same aim to cure our pain, our illness. And here's this meditation, a little introduction. Compassion meditation. The whole book has a series of exercises at the back, and this is one of them. There's probably no word that the Dalai Lama and the Archbishop use more when describing the qualities worth cultivating than compassion. In short, the Dalai Lama feels that educating our children to have more compassion is the single most important thing we can do to transform our world. But we do not need to wait for the next generation to grow up before we can start to experience the benefits of compassion. Indeed, cultivating compassion for even 10 minutes a day, the Dalai Lama said, can lead to 24 hours of joy. Expanding our circle of concern is essential for both our well-being as well as that of the world. The following practice is adapted from the Compassion Cultivation Training Program. A more extensive series of compassion practices can be found in A Fearless Heart, the book by Jimpa. So here we go. Find yourself in a comfortable sitting position. Take several long breaths through your nose and follow this with a minute or two of breath awareness meditation. Think of someone you love very much, a relative or friend, or even a pet. Try to see their face in your mind's eye or feel their presence and notice how your heart feels when you think of them. Feel whatever arises. If you feel warmth, tenderness, or affection, stay with these feelings. If not, Just stay with the thought of your loved one. Silently say the following lines. May you be free from suffering. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you find peace and joy. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, imagine a warm light coming from the center of your heart, carrying your love to your loved one and bringing them peace and joy. Rejoice in the thought of your loved one's happiness for a minute or more. Remember when this person was having a difficult time. Notice what it feels like to experience their pain. Does your heart ache? Do you have a feeling of unease in your tummy or a desire to help? Simply notice the feelings and stay with them. Silently offer the following phrases. May you be free from suffering. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you find peace and joy. Imagine that a warm light emerges from the center of your heart and touches the person you have in mind, easing their suffering. Finish with the heartfelt wish that they be free of suffering. Think of a time when you experienced great difficulty and suffering, when you were a child, or perhaps even now. Place your hand on your heart and notice feelings of warmth, tenderness, and caring toward yourself. Reflect on the fact that just like all people, you want to be happy and free of suffering. Silently offer the following phrases. May I be free from suffering. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I find peace and joy. Imagine someone you neither like nor dislike. Someone you might see frequently at work or the store or the gym, but do not have strong positive or negative feelings toward. Reflect on the fact that just like all people, this person wants to be happy and free of suffering. Imagine this person being faced with suffering in conflict with a loved one or experiencing despair or grief. Allow your heart to feel warmth, tenderness, and caring for this person, and an urge to help them. Now silently offer the following phrases. May you be free from suffering. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you find peace and joy. Reflect on the fact that everyone on the planet has the fundamental desire to be happy and to be free of suffering. Fill your heart with the desire that all be free of suffering. Perhaps even someone with whom you've had a difficult relationship. And silently repeat these phrases. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May all beings find peace and joy. Allow your feelings of compassion and concern to fill your heart and feel the warmth, tenderness, and caring. Radiate this feeling of compassion out to the world. Thank you for this time together and going on this journey with me. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Eric. Very inspiring. I have a, a message to share as well. This is Anita from here in New York, and it comes from Isis. As the love of every physical mother, wherever she may be, whispers, sings, chortles, or chants to her children, so does Isis, the great mother archetype, sing and whisper to the hearts of her children, all. These are the ultimate manifestations of the divine level of compassion. And so it is that our sick and weary planet requires this mystical sustenance more than ever. And it is so. Beams of sunlight born from the utmost power that becomes from a simple word, love. It is that magical word that can be a guide to hearts, to their vitality, and to victory over every sort of darkness. Compassion that, like a kudzu vine, weaves and intertwines through every moment of life, if one allows it to thrive. Leaf, become frilly, and grow expansively. And like the kudzu, there are sticky fibers that cling to whatever dream or desire that we can imagine. Then is the magic of Isis, the spell of kindness, honorous and truthfulness sprouts wherever pain or sorrow may have cracked the surface of one's world. Alas, as Isis smiles in my inner sight, I share her message now to light the fire within, powering upon the fuel of love. But know there is there is great wisdom by fueling your life with the positivity of giving the gift of compassion to other heart flames. Compassion becomes as the melting wax of prayer candles or the ash of ritual fires. Both become visible symbols of the word and its widespread conceptual understanding. Comfort yourself with the ashes or hold the wax momentum of your imaginary rite of self healing. The breath deeply in and deeply out with great courage. Bring it in, then bring it out again. Once your gift of self care is accepted within yourself with no guilt, no fear, nor trepidation that it might not belong to you for whatever cause, then collect the imagery and design the vision of a magical vessel into which you may place your love, held there with truth, sealing it tight. Send this outward in any manner you can comprehend and envision that pure magical being, name it compassion, and gift it as any form that your mind can imagine and your heart can perceive. Compassion, love, and truth becomes a living thing as they are sent from your lips or heart out into the world where it may land or collect or heal in whatever form that is known to that soul as it requires and can accept with each of your intentions. It fuels your ability to give as well as receive, that which results from the winged goddess Isis, our great mother archetype, that so kindly shows us just how to be as she is. Thank you. And I apologize for the choir in the background, but I guess he wanted his 2 cents in too. Thank you, everyone.
There any people in your world that are needing healing who are in that place of suffering? And if invoking their names would be helpful, go ahead and type them into the chat box. And just know that when we're calling them into our circle, we're not forcing anything on them. We're not trying to heal them. We're just simply surrounding them with our love and our prayers to land however they need it, right? However that fits into the spaces of their world. So there are other places for us to heal and do other things, but this is simply to allow those prayers to blanket them in a beautiful, peaceful way. So. Um, I would like to share a little bit about this compassion that we're focused on today. Um, many of you know that I've been walking on this road with Islam and learning about the Quran and that whole world, right? And so my study right now is on the 99 names. And so I've started with the first 11 and I memorized those. And now that I've memorized the names themselves, I'm going into the depth of what each name means to understand it more thoroughly. And what's so beautiful about this is that it fits in with what we're doing so lovely. The first two of the 99 names are Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. And both of these names are different aspects of compassion, right? That's what they represent. The most gracious, the most merciful, the one who brings blessings, the compassionate, right? That's Ar-Rahman. And Ar-Rahim is the most compassionate, the most kind, the merciful, the performer of blessed deeds, the most gracious, right? And so in this beautiful string of 99 names that all are a reflection of the divine, the first two start with compassion. And I didn't even think about that when we chose compassion right before. I was just studying and I was like, oh, how beautiful that is. And the prayer that begins most everything is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, right? In the name of the most gracious, the most merciful. And so I just want to invoke that phrase a number of times today. And if you want to speak it with me, do, but let's just allow the words, the sounds that are embedded within that phrase to just open up that well of compassion even more than it already has been this morning. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. 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 One more time. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. A beautiful thing about these words that connects with compassion, connects with Isis even, and what you were sharing, Anita, is that the root of these words, the R and the H and the M sound, they also represent womb. It's in the mother's womb. They represent kinship. They represent compassion and sympathy, right? So these three letters are used in many different words that have these roots of compassion built in, right? And the womb, the mother, from the very beginning, that all comes out of that womb space. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you for allowing me to bring that piece in of my learning and my walk. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
And we are grateful for your sharing it. It's beautiful.
Mm.
Speaking of the womb, um, when I was belly dancing, one of the things that I learned uh, that the Egyptian dancers always cover the belly area, the uh, whole section, the area, because it was sacred.
Mm.
And when we as American dancers went, the teacher that I had then, she was very strict that we had to wear a body stocking, basically, to cover and be in honor of their culture. And I never thought much about it, but you sharing that today, it comes back to me. And I think, yeah, how intrinsically, God, I can't talk today, that area, that section, that birth, that cauldron. All the connotations of it are so entwined. And I know it goes with other cultures as well. So thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it. I love that it brings the mother in from the very beginning, right? In this religion that we often think is very masculine and patriarchal, but the foundation, the entry point is the mother. So blessings to the mothers, blessings to the wombs that brought us all into being, right? Blessing to the wombs of incubation, whatever they are, whatever it is that we are, germinating, we're within us, right? Within that womb, regardless of whether we're a man or a woman or however we identify, right? That womb is a archetypal aspect of that compassion. Hold it. So what a blessing. We have a few more minutes, so let's think into our breath, and if there's any last prayers to come through, just hold that space for it. As we're breathing into our heart centers and as into our collective heart center, just feel this compassion spread, touching Jenner and Doa, touching the Movaton family, touching all of those who need prayers right now, whether they know it or not. May these prayers be received, this light that we generate in this hour together every week, spread out, providing a spark of hope within their being. So, as we hold this beautiful space of compassion and we go into the rest of our day and into the rest of our week, just notice how this infusion of compassion moves you. What might be different in how you walk and choose throughout this week. Notice where you notice the compassion coming to you. Notice those who need it. And we'll come back around next Sunday and we'll continue this exploration and deepening this study, this prayer with compassion. So thank you, everybody. We want to all unmute ourselves so we're all in the same soundscape.
Yes, and thank you.
Yeah. And thanks for joining us, honey. I hope you come again sometime. We're here
Yeah.
every
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you so much. It was great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Blessings to you all.
Yeah, you too, honey.
Yeah.
Yay.
You too. Glad
Ida,
to have you.
and
Lovely to be with you all again.
Rose. Mwah.
Thank
All right.
you, everyone.
I'll see you.
Mhm. Right.